Have you ever stumbled upon something that completely changes your perspective? Well, today's story is going to take you through a roller coaster of emotions. 10 years after her mom's passing, Emma opened an old jewelry box. Inside was a letter sealed in fading pink paper. Her daughter Lily's 5th birthday party was the next day, and she was determined to make it special. Dusting it off, she opened it, revealing a silver necklace and a faded photograph. The little girl in the picture was Emma, no more than a year old. And the woman holding her was her mother, Sarah. With trembling hands, she began to read. "My dearest Emma, by the time you find this letter, I may be gone." Her mother had been hiding things that had caused rifts in their relationship, things that had caused her to resent her mother. "We promised we would be honest, open, and loving with you. I failed you in that promise, and for that, I am sorry. Your father and I had our struggles. We did our best to keep it from you, to shield you from the storms that sometimes brew within a marriage. But sometimes the shadows of our problems crept into your room anyway. I hope that even with my mistakes, you remember the good times. The laughter, the bedtime stories, the scraped knees, and the hugs I gave you." Her mother had left not because she didn't love her, but because she loved her too much. "Know that I am watching over you, guiding you, loving you, always and forever. Your mother." How could she have misunderstood her mother's actions? Why hadn't she asked questions instead of accusing her mother of being controlling, of being too strict? Resentment vanished, replaced by a deep sense of understanding and love. It was as if a heavy fog had lifted, revealing the truth that had been hidden all along. "But I hope my absence has brought you nothing but peace." But there was one part of the story that remained hidden, the reason for their broken family, the reason for the resentment in her heart. If you are reading this, it means you're older now. Hopefully a mother yourself. I hope you've found love and happiness. The attic, once a place of clutter and forgotten memories, had transformed into a place of healing and understanding. I wish she had told me the truth back then. Maybe things would have been different. Hold on to it, cherish it. Let it guide you. Emma decided to frame the letter, placing it in the living room where she could see it every day. It became her compass, guiding her to be a better parent, a better person. Holding her daughter close, Emma whispered, "Never let anyone tell you that you aren't loved." But it was also full of surprises, of second chances and revelations. Who would have thought that a simple letter hidden in an old jewelry box would bring so much clarity? And always ask questions when you're confused. Don't let misunderstandings linger. One day, as they were reading the letter together, Lily looked up at Emma with innocent eyes. "Share it with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing stories." "Mommy, why did Grandma leave?" she asked softly. "Your mother loved you more than anything." Even in her silence, her love for you was evident. And sometimes the truth, when it finally surfaces, heals the deepest wounds. Sometimes we don't realize what our parents have done for us until it's too late. Don't let that happen, Emma. Don't let misunderstandings grow. But every decision I made was rooted in love for you. Even the ones that hurt. Especially those, what did the letter say? He asked gently, reaching out to her. Emma turned to him, her eyes shining with newfound clarity. "Dad, it was more than I could have ever imagined. It explained everything. Kay, now I understand why Mom left, why she made certain decisions. It was all for me. All her actions, her sacrifices, they were all for me." There are moments in a child's life when knowing the truth becomes a burden rather than a right. At times, your father and I grew apart. I know I should have spoken up then, should have told you the truth, but I chose not to. I chose to hold on to the fragments of our family. Don't get me wrong, loved your father. He was a good man, a loving father. But somewhere along the way, we stopped loving each other. The spark died, and it seemed cruel to keep up the charade for your sake. So I decided to leave. I wanted to tell you that, to tell you why I left, but I knew it would only confuse you. You were too young to understand. So I chose silence. hoping that someday you'd find it in your heart to forgive me. And that's where I find myself. I need to tell you something I never had the courage to say face to face. A bittersweet smile touched Emma's lips as she slipped the necklace around her neck. Emma was cleaning out the attic, searching for decorations, was filled with boxes of old memories. She hadn't been up here since her mother passed away 10 years ago. What she read changed everything she believed about her mother and herself. It was a rainy Saturday in late September, the kind of day that begged you to stay indoors. But Emma had plans. As she rummaged through a trunk, she found an old jewelry box nestled in a corner. Curious, Emma broke the seal and unfolded the brittle paper. Dated 10 years prior, the letter was addressed to her. On the front, in her mother's familiar handwriting, were the words, "To my darling Emma, when you're ready to know the truth." In the back of the box, tucked beneath the velvet, was another discovery, a letter sealed with pink wax. Emma sat down on a nearby chair, her heart pounding. Tears welled up in Emma's eyes. Memories flooded back, arguments, tears, apologies. But now she saw them in a new light. When you were small, and I mean very small, smaller than you are right now, your father and I made a promise to each other. The letter continued with tales of her childhood, stories that brought both a smile and a tear to Emma's eyes. Then came the words she had been dreading and anticipating. I wasn't perfect. Emma's breath hitched. Could this be it? Was this why her mother had left? Why she had kept secrets? She read on. There were times when I wished I could have my own dreams, my own hopes. With each word, Emma felt her heart breaking and healing at the same time. Her mother had loved her enough to make sacrifices. The final words struck her like a punch. Don't ever think that I chose anyone over you, not even myself. Tears streamed down Emma's face as she reread the letter. As she finished the letter, Emma felt a profound shift within her. The sound of tiny footsteps echoed from downstairs. Emma quickly wiped away her tears and went to find Lily. Lily snuggled closer, her innocent words echoing her mother's wisdom. "Okay, Mommy." Over the next few days, Emma couldn't stop thinking about her mother's letter. Her father, John, was surprised by the sudden change in Emma's demeanor. John nodded slowly, a hint of sadness in his eyes. Emma hugged her father, tears brimming in her eyes. "I won't, Dad. I promise. I wish Mom was here." John squeezed her hand. "Maybe they would have, Emma. But now you know the truth. And that in itself is a blessing." And so Emma did. Every morning she would look at the framed letter, her mother's words echoing in her heart. Years went by. Lily grew up with a deep sense of empathy and understanding, thanks to the lessons her mother shared. Emma held her daughter close, whispering, "Sometimes, sweetheart. People have to leave, not because they don't love you, but because they love you too much." Life had a way of testing us, of making us question our choices and understand our sacrifices. Sometimes the loudest "I love you" is the one we never hear until it's written in ink. Thank you for watching. If you liked the story, please hit the like button.